my 300 Win Mag, my beloved 300 Win Mag. I absolutely love this gun. But like other reloaders out there, I'm starting to face an issue. The issue I have is it's starting to get really hard to find Magnum primers. I have some in stock, call it in stock, but I can see that I haven't found any replacements in over 8 months. And everywhere I ring, everywhere I look up, no one seems to know when they're going to come back into the country. So what I decided to do is experiment a little bit. Now, the journey I'm about to go on to is trying to run large primers in a Magnum. So two things are going to happen here. Obviously, the Magnum primer gives a better initial burn to your powder. So I thought to myself, how can we combat that? The first solution is we run a slightly faster powder. So there's a lot of powders you can run in 300 Win Mag. 2009 in the ADI range is probably one of the faster ones. So I've done a load with that. So I've done some with Magnum primers and I've done some loads with large primers. Now, what I've done in the development of it is I've done some large primers, and this is for me to do speed tests to see where we're at. I've done the exact same powder charge that I would use in a Magnum primer. Now I'm assuming in the large primer, it's going to be slower. So we're going to test and see how slow. And then I've also done some more powder charge as well. So where I would use, say, 63.8 grain, I did 64 grain and I did some at 64.2, just to see how much powder it takes to catch up that charge. How does it feel when I shoot the rifle? What are my groups like? So let's go to the range. So I'm down here to my little range to do my experiment today. It's a little windy out there, so I thought I'd take some cover to do the video so you don't hear all the wind noise. I hope it's not coming through too loud. We've got a pretty strong wind of probably about 25 to 30 knots, but it is dead on to the gun, so I'm not too worried about it. And especially for today's experiment, it's not going to matter either way. The first experiment we're going to do today is with the 300 Win Mag. And I've loaded some large primers instead of Magnum primers. So the first shot I'm going to do to bring the barrel to temperature is with I shoot these rounds, these Remington rounds, 150 grain. And the reason I have these is I keep them for hunting and stuff, but that's how I get my brass. Instead of buying one-shot brass from other people, you don't really know if it is, one-shot brass or not. They could be selling you brass that's been shot 5-6 times. How would you know? So I like to do my own once-fired brass. So I buy brand new rounds, I keep the brass and I reload it. So I'll be using one round just to bring the barrel to temperature. And the first group will be shot to grab a speed with the Magnum primers. Then we're going to do the exact same powder weight, but in a large primer. And then we're going to increase the powder by 0.2 of a grain twice. So 0.2 and 0.4 more. And we'll see what the speed is. I'll see how the gun feels. I'll look at the group and we'll start to get an idea, won't we? I'm absolutely in shock. I never expected this in a million years. The large rifle primer with the exact same powder that I use with my Magnum primer made the exact same speed. Identical. No alteration whatsoever. I'll try and block that sun a little bit there. And I upped it a little bit. I was in a safe zone, so I upped it by 0.2 of a grain. And I noticed the standard deviation came down a little bit. And then I upped it again, another 2.2 of a grain, so 0.4 of a grain over what I usually run. And I got a standard deviation of 6. Unbelievable. Let me show you the target. So that's it there. That's an amazing group, if you ask me. And yeah, I'm not, I'm actually shocked. I never expected this at all. Well, the good thing is my panic of not being able to find Magnum primers is over. So if I can't find them, I'll just use large primers. I've got plenty of them. There's more coming into the country, so it's a great day. Right, so here are the results of our test. Now this result is using Magnum primers. So we've got a low speed of 2850 and a high speed of 2873. Now this is the exact same powder, but using a large primer. I did miss recording one of the speeds, but it was 2852, but I hadn't plugged in the chronograph to record it once it took the shot. So my apologies about that. But there you go. The speeds are the same. Nothing changed. Here's another test of 2 grain powder more and similar speed readings. Now look at 0.4 of more powder. We had a standard deviation of 6 and very similar speeds. And my point is, look at these results. You saw the target, you saw the speeds. So stop panicking that we can't get Magnum rifle primers. Who cares? We'll just use our large primers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.